Hey everyone, Liam here and welcome to this match preview and prediction for the match between Taylor Fritz and Casper Ruud in the fourth round of the Madrid Open. Let's get into it. Before we get into the video, as always, if you enjoy the content on the channel, please like and subscribe. Really helps us grow the quality shot tennis community. Well, we've got a matchup between, obviously, two players who used to be considerably in the top 10. Taylor Fritz still is, of course, but, Casper Ruud has fallen out of the top 10 and really trying to find his way back in the clay season. Of course, it's his bread and butter. But it's going to be an interesting match because, Taylor Fritz has been in incredible form in terms of his 2024 season. You could say his 2025 season hasn't really lived up to what he did in 2024, but it's one of those things where, I would favour him more as the season goes on, when we get to the grass and then when we go to the US hardcourt swing. That's when I would expect Taylor to sort of shine a little bit more than, some of these clay court tournaments so far early this year. Not really usually his cup of tea. He has played well. You would say he did come through he was lucky enough that Bonzi was injured. That allowed him to not have to play 3 sets. He won the second whilst Bonzi wasn't feeling that great. And, it's one of those things that showcases, okay, Taylor Fritz is a great player, but we're still on clay. And, when you play someone who can grind a match out on clay, it's a different story. He will be wary of that fact, especially knowing that, Casper Ruud has played tougher opposition to get to this fourth round. He played Rinderknecht, who, isn't a big name, but definitely a tough opponent to play with his serve. And then he played against Sebastian Korda, who, as well, in these conditions, usually can do quite well just because of the fact he has a good serve and he's very good in his ground strokes and his movement, and he likes fast courts. So, realistically, it's not going to be as easy as potentially Fritz might have thought of, their US Open encounter last year where he won that in 4 sets. When you look at their head-to-head, it is 2-1 for Casper Ruud. Ruud won their first match, I believe, in 2022 at the ATP Finals, so indoor hard. He won their next match on a clay court last year, and then he lost to Taylor in 4 sets at the US Open last year. So these players have really good matches whenever they play. They're always tight. They're always sort of back and forth. But on the clay here, especially with how Casper looked in that match against Sebastian Korda, I was quite pleased with his serve placement, his movement, the efficiency of his forehand. He was very good in terms of not overhitting, but playing very high, very deep, and just really putting so much spin on the ball that it made it tough for Korda. I think that will be the exact play he needs to do against Taylor Fritz. Whether Fritz will be able to sort of take the ball a little bit earlier or, just be able to find his rhythm from grinding it out from the baseline is yet to be seen, but he definitely can. But in my opinion, Casper Ruud is the guy with the most clay court wins over the last few years. I think I saw a statistic the other day where he has the most clay court wins over the last few years compared to anyone else on the field. And I think that's going to be proven here to be, quite useful against someone who is great top 10 player, top 5 player at times, but not a clay courter by nature, whilst Casper kind of is. So in that sense, I think Casper has the edge here, and he should come through and get himself into the quarterfinals.